Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. We've got a little bit of a problem here. We have new setup, so we had a little camera on the way. We've been trying to move things around, but happy Thursday, everybody. Happy birthday to Cotton Cuts. What a fantastic day today is. It is kind of the first day of fall here in St. Louis. We are in long sleeve weather, so of course this means everyone's hands are cold, but that's okay. You get the jacket on in the morning, and then you have short sleeves in the afternoon. I'm going to apologize in advance if you hear background noise. They're doing some construction that's outside of our control in the hallway, but that's all right because that's not going to stop us from giving away a ton of stuff today to celebrate our birthday. We are 9 years old. Cotton Cuts is 9 years old this month. Holy cow. We're going to get into all of the story and the background and the first shipment and all of that fun stuff. But you guys, it is always fun to take a minute and pause because we so often get in the we're launching this, we're doing this, we've got this new thing that sometimes you don't take a pause and recognize that we're 9 years old. I mean, we're not, I think when our kids were 9, it was kind of like, okay, you're still in school, but I feel like 9 is a big number for a business. And so I'm very proud and honored to be able to celebrate with you guys today. Now, you are going to want to hang with me from the beginning, middle to the end of the show because we are giving away a lot of stuff. There's going to be lots of opportunities. There's going to be some rapid fire questions where I'm going to ask a question and the first person to respond is going to win. So you guys are going to want to pay attention. We're going to have some trivia. We're going to have some rapid fire. We're going to have some fun questions. And of course, have a good time. Now, as always, and it's kind of dangerous that it's still sitting here on the table next to me. I have my little cupcake. We'll like the little cupcake at the end of the show. But yeah, I've got my little cupcake here. So let's just make sure that doesn't get knocked off the table. We've already had an issue. So we had these balloons here. They decided to take a ride up to our ceiling, which normally wouldn't be that big of a deal, except for we're in a warehouse where that ceiling is like 25 feet in the air. It's all right. We fixed it. We got it. We rescued the balloons and we brought them down. So here we go. All right. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all the Melissa Feldhaus things she reminds us to do every time. So that way you guys can share with your friends and they can partake in our birthday fun today. And we're going to start with the first question. This is our first giveaway question. So make sure wherever you're watching, where are you watching from today and how long have you been sewing? It's really that easy, guys. We're not going to make this too hard. We want to give away as much stuff as possible and make sure you guys are interacting. I did see someone, I'm going to scroll back. And so I believe it was Tori Hernandez was saying that she had a rough RUFF morning. I'm wondering if there's a dog involved. I have no idea that there is. So that's simple. First question, where are you joining us from today and how long have you been sewing? I want to see who's, who's in our Cotton Cuts family. Let's see here. There's someone on Instagram who's sharing that she met me when we started Cotton Cuts at St. Louis Women Work. And so that was when it was just an idea. That is a long time ago. That is 9 years ago. Thank you so much for sharing that memory. That's awesome. Ohio, 50 years sewing. St. Louis, 2 years sewing. Let's see here. Hold on. I got to scroll. Let's see. Florida in 3 years, watching from Southeast Minnesota and sewing for 63 years. Lonnie, wow, that's a big number. That's important. Okay. Let's start like we always do with questions that have been submitted by you guys. So go to cottoncuts.com/live to submit a question. It is here on the paper in front of me. I do not get to see these ahead of time. Paula likes to keep me on my toes. So who knows where we're going on today's adventure, but let's see what questions we have. So our first question comes from Sarah Mitchell in Portland, Oregon. Thank you so much for your question, Sarah. Hi, Kim. I'm working on my 3rd puzzle mystery quilt and I'm absolutely loving the process. Yay. But I'm wondering, what's the best way to store all my clues and pieces as they arrive each month? I've been keeping everything in the bags they come in, but with multiple projects going at once, my sewing room is getting a bit chaotic. Do you have any tips for organizing mystery quilt pieces so nothing gets mixed up or lost? Okay, so this is a fun question. We get asked this all the time. And every time we have a puzzle mystery quilt, we'll put out in our Facebook group, how are you storing your puzzle mystery clues? And so the way that you're doing it, Sarah, where you're putting them back in the bags they came in and putting the instructions folded over them, that is probably the most common way and the most common thing that I see people do is putting the actual parts and pieces inside of the instructions and then storing them in most likely one of those plastic project tubs that's 12 by 12 by 3. And so you'll get one and put everything from the same mystery together. And they usually fit pretty well in the 12 by 12 by 3 project boxes that you can get. I know a lot of people, if you get the prepaid, will put them back in the box they came from. And on those prepaid boxes, let me see, I've got one here. on the prepaid boxes, I'm going to come back in a second. We have this little section right here. And so you can actually put under the sea or whatever the colorway is, and you can store it in the box. That's one of the reasons why we don't like just sending packaging that's meant to be wasted. And so when we send these boxes, the intention is really that you keep the project inside of it, and then you can potentially reuse it for a new project. And so in that case, this is a very common storage device. Now, in the what I will call creative category, you can go to a local pizza shop and ask them for a box that they put pizzas in that has not been used. And that box, it's a little shallower than those project boxes, and it can typically fill into a shelf. If you want to use that clean pizza box, not spend any money, but yet still have a way to be able to write on it what you're using it with. Michelle Showalter says she uses a tote that's 15 by 15 is where she stores hers. That's absolutely fantastic. You want something that's going to be at least 12 by 12, because sometimes some of those pieces can get pretty big, and you've done such a great job stitching them together and pressing them. You don't want to fold them too much. The pizza box idea, Michelle, that one keeps coming back. Every now and then we'll post this question, and that one still sticks with me. That's from our very, very first PMQ, was someone mentioned using an unused pizza box, and I love that idea. All right. Angela Gordon is on Instagram. She's saying, most happy birthday to you guys. Thank you so much for your customer support. It's the best of folks. Thank you, Angela. Carrie is, I know, watching us. She watches us on Thursdays. And so thank you. I'm thankful I can share that with her today. All right. So Sarah, that is the first question. So you definitely want to make sure that you're sorting them and you're organizing them. Make sure that you're labeling them. That's going to keep everything square and easy when you get to clue 10. So it goes together super simple. Jana, wow. Okay. Jana's saying she puts her pieces in the box her wedding dress came in, but she mixes all of her projects together. So I guess that's distinctive, right? It's the box your wedding dress came in. I think I have I'm processing through all the series of follow-up questions, Jana, that I have to ask, like, where's the wedding dress? Why isn't it in the box? And why do you still have your wedding dress box? But anyways, all of those things are, side questions. Oh, hey, there's Carrie. Carrie's giving a heart, Angela. So I know you can't see that because he's on Facebook, but fantastic. All right. Thanks so much for the question about sorting your parts and pieces. I know that my sewing room is chaos, and I typically get things lost in there. And so I'm always looking for tips and tricks. Okay. So question number 2 is coming to us from Janet Rodriguez in Austin, Texas. I love Austin, Janet. Thanks so much for your question. Good morning, Cotton Cuts. I've been quilting for about 5 years now, and I'm mostly stuck to traditional piecing, but keep seeing everyone's gorgeous modern maker projects. And feel inspired to branch out. My question is, how do I know if a modern fabric collection will work together when I'm shopping my stash or adding my own fabrics? What should I look for in terms of scale, color, and print style to make sure everything coordinates? I don't want to end up with a chaotic mess. Thanks for any advice you can share. Okay, so Janet, I think there's a couple different things I want to unpack with your question. So when we talk about modern maker fabrics, there's a couple different things to think about. There's actually the fabrics that are considered modern, and then there's patterns that are considered modern. And so I think you can definitely use modern fabrics in a traditional project, and you can use modern patterns with traditional fabrics. And I don't think that you have to pair modern with modern and classic traditional with traditional. You can definitely mix those together. And so I know we send with our modern maker boxes 3 coordinated fabrics from the same collection that are usually a yard. When it comes to kind of thinking about how can I add more fabrics to make a bigger quilt, there's a couple things you want to consider. And first is, what pattern are you using the fabrics for? If you're using a pattern that cuts those fabrics to teeny tiny little pieces, it really doesn't matter. And you want to make sure that you pick fabrics that will look great from a distance, that just kind of blend together. If you're using them more for the modern intended purpose, which is more of a bigger print, then you're going to want to make sure that you pick fabrics from your collection that won't stand out and that won't strike you as odd, and that will definitely blend. And so there's a couple ways to look about modern fabrics. And the first is color. And so when you're thinking about color on these prints, it can get really easy to get stuck in. It has to match perfectly. And I'm going to say it has to match adjacently. And so it has to be something that can blend. It can be in the same tone, the same hue, and the same color, but it doesn't have to be the exact color. It can be something that is slightly adjacent and still look fantastic in your quilt. And so one of the ways you can do that is actually lay out your fabrics that you've pulled from your stash and then step back. And as you look at these fabrics, is there any that is overpowering the others? Is there anything that as you step back, that's the only thing you can look at, because in its yardage form, if you lay it down and it's overpowering the others, it will overpower it in your finished quilt. If it is the only thing you can see when it's in its yards, it's the only thing you're going to see when you're sewing it, and it's the only thing you're going to see in a finished design. So make sure that you're happy at all of the fabrics you've picked by just laying them out. We oftentimes also recommend taking a picture using your cell phone. I mean, this is very easy to do in today's day and age where everyone has a high-powered computer in their pocket. So take a picture using black and white and see and check to make sure that it's not all dark and it's not all light. Because the fabrics in black and white, if it's all dark and it's all light, there's not going to be a lot of contrast in your finished quilt, which might be what you're going for. You might want a quilt that blends together. That's absolutely fine. But if you've got one print that's super dark, that's going to be the print that's going to be most saturated and that will pop the most in your quilt. So take a look at your color balance when you've got black, white, and grayscale and what's in between them. I also do think a staple in modern quilts is the use of solids and low volume prints as well. So I know we typically send kind of high print, high activity fabrics with our modern maker box. Do not be afraid to take that volume down and pair it with a solid or with a low volume print as well. That's another kind of modern maker tool that gets kind of put adjacent to it. And I think when we think about modern prints, you have to think about scale on your prints. I know we look at color, we look at value, we look at saturation, but scale. And we deliberately, when we put those three fabrics together, look at a large scale, a medium scale, and a small scale. When you're looking at fabric choices for quilts, your eyes are going to need something to rest on. I know that when we talk about Kaffe is very, very visually assaulting. It is a lot of color all at once. And so we oftentimes will put a blender or a tone on tone to give your eyes something to rest upon. So that way your eyes aren't seizing on you as you're looking at all this color explosion. Now, there are people where if you're going for color explosion, that's fantastic. Lean into that and do that. But traditionally, psychologically, you want to make sure that you're choosing fabrics for your quilts where your eyes have a chance to rest on a color versus just seeing so much and not being able to differentiate the actual design, which is what you want to be facilitated, which is what you want to see. You want to see the design. It doesn't want to be, unless you're going for this, it doesn't want to be like cans of paint that have just been sprayed all over a palette and there's no real design to it. Let's see here. Josie B is saying she tries to use similar fabrics from her stash that are close to the fabric used for the pattern she wants to make. Yes, I think that close, right? It's in the, as you're running by on a horse, galloping by on a horse, are you going to be able to see it? Is it going to overpower? Is it going to detract from your main intent? Then definitely swap it out and see if you can find something else. All right. I love those questions. Go to cottoncuts.com/live and submit a question for us for next week. I always love taking that. You never really know. Since these are completely off the top of my head, it depends on the day of the week as to where we're going with those answers, but I love it. All right. Let's talk about what's been happening in the shop. And so good morning, Fabric Magician Annette. I love your name, Fabric Magician. I love it, love it, love it. All right. So let's been talking about what's been happening in the shop. So 3 words to everybody, Mystery 50. That has been our project this week, and we will be done with it tomorrow. We have been die cutting triangles and squares and strips and half rectangle triangles, which are new for us. It has been a lot of fun. And these lovelies are being kit. We shipped our first boxes a couple days ago. We've been kind of trickling them out. Today, we're going to get about 100 more out. And then by the end of the day tomorrow, they will be all gone. Mystery 50. If you've made a purchase, they will be gone tomorrow. We love island hopping. That starts November. Make sure you get your kit if you have not already. A lot of them, I think, of the 20, I think 8 to 16 are sold out. So make sure you don't delay if you want to work on that project with us. We also shipped Clue 9 of Flyaway last week. And so you guys, that is coming to a close. Flyaway is about to be put into the vault and set off into the sunset. I've seen a lot of interesting guesses as to what this quilt looks like. So I am encouraging you guys to take those boxes, take those pizza boxes, take those project boxes, get them out, press all your parts and pieces, and play with your designs and see what you guys think the final design is going to be. You can submit all those guesses to help@cottoncuts.com, and we might feature some that are very, 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 very close in the reveal show, which is coming up on, I need to look at my paper, November 7th at 1 o'clock Central Time. Let's see here. Melissa Fieldhouse is saying she got her Clue 9 and her Clue 3 on the same day. You never really know with the Postal Service where it's going to go and what adventure those packages are taking. I do always think that in a world where, I wasn't worried about how much you guys have to pay, I would put like a little tracker chip in all of these and see where they actually go versus where they're scanned. That would be a fun little like PhD level experiment in tracking mail through the postal system. All right. In a world with infinite possibilities. Maybe if I win the lottery, we'll do that. Okay, let's see here. Keep those guesses coming, and we will see if we can feature some on our live show. And don't forget to join us for that live show. It's always a big party. There's costumes, there's guests, there's giveaways. It is really, really fun. This morning, we signed up early access for our Rosa's Holiday Your Way holiday project. And you guys, those ornaments are already gone. So I know we talked about this last week, that the first 25 people would get one of these laser engraved ornaments. Guys, these are all gone. We've already had 25 people. I think those were gone in the first 10 minutes, actually, guys. You guys were super eager, super excited this morning and happened to join us. That makes my heart so happy. I am so happy about how much you guys have loved the Scrappy Happy Rainbow row by row. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. Scrappy Happy Rainbow project. That makes me so happy. We're going to be sewing that together. It's going to be fun rows of Scrappy Happy Rainbow fabric. Let's see here. And of course we have our traditional fabric enthusiast, which is those that like the bite-sized one a day. You get a fat quarter, and we've put together a book of fat quarter friendly patterns that's going to be put in there as well. It's a good time. Make sure you don't miss out. It opens. If you did not get early access today, signups for that will open tomorrow, and make sure you jump on that quickly because that Notions one sells out every year. And every year we have to tell a couple people that we don't have any more. So please, please, please don't make us do that. We don't want to break your hearts. Okay. What's coming ahead for this week? So I know we talked last show about some fabric delays that are going on, and Tim Holtz was one of the ones that Tim Holtz project we are about to ship our 11th of 12 month. We're so near the end, and then we get the note from the manufacturer that the fabric is late, and those are one of the worst things we want to hear. However, that fabric arrived. It is here. It is being die cut right now. We have M50 on one side of the shop, and we have Tim Holtz on the other, and we are putting all of our efforts towards getting that done. So Tim Holtz is normally supposed to ship on the 8th. Which was yesterday. So I think we're only going to be 1 or 2 days late, even though the manufacturer was several weeks late getting it to us. And so that makes me so happy. The team is putting in all the effort to make sure that we can keep you guys on track and make sure that we make you guys as happy as possible, because that's what it's all about. So I'm super happy with that Tim Holtz update. The shop floor team is doing a great job there. We're also shipping Java and Chroma bundles and shipping more island hopping. So all of that is just what we are working on. Next week, we could start working on Clue 10 for Flyaway. So we're going to get all the border kits, all the backing kits. We're going to get all the things together for Flyaway. So that way when Clue 10 comes at the end of the month, everything goes out in the mail to you guys and you can finish it as quickly as possible. All right. Now we get to talk about Cotton Cuts and what happened 9 years ago. We'll get the origin story. We'll kind of go through some of our key highlights. I will have questions for you guys as we go through, so make sure you're paying attention. Yeah, Catherine, yay, Tim Holtz. I'm very excited. This month is charcoal, and it is a lot of fun, like charcoal blacks, dark grays. It is. I just saw the collage print come off the bolt. It is really, really nice this month, you guys. This one's a really, really keeper. All right, so let's talk about the origin story of Cotton Cuts. So 9 years ago, Cotton Cuts was born. And so October, I'm going to give you the year, so write this down because this is coming in a future question. October 2016 is when Cotton Cuts shipped our first boxes. And so what does all of that mean? I had a corporate job before I started Cotton Cuts, and I was bored. And I was like, I have been quilting for a while now. I like fabric. I took my kids on some quilt shop hops. It was a lot of fun. Maybe there's something I could subscribe to where each month fabric comes to me. I don't have a lot of time to go shopping around in all the quilt shops that are in St. Louis, but wouldn't it be great if fabric was delivered to me that actually I liked and that met my preferences and that I knew would inspire and delight me each month, and also give me the catalyst to get back to my sewing machine and actually start sewing. And when I looked at the time, there was nothing that was available that really appealed to me. It was what I lovingly call the you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, meaning everyone gets the same thing. I subscribed to a couple, and I would get patterns, guys, that I would never make, or fabric I would never use. And I felt bad because it was so wasteful. And I don't like wasteful things. And so I wanted to make sure that I could actually build a company that would make sure that everyone's preferences were taken into account, that there was multiple options, that everyone had choice over what they received, so that way they could ensure that they were the happiest when things would arrive. And so after 6 months of taking a little bit of money and teaching myself everything about social media, how to build a website, how to even think about subscription businesses, Cotton Cuts launched our Classic membership. And so September 1st was actually when we had this little landing page. And I know some of you remember it because I know every single person that landed on that page and have those emails memorized. But we had a landing page, and it said something exciting is coming. Enter your email address to be entered to win a lifetime subscription to Cotton Cuts. And over that first month, we had 1,000 people land on that website. Now, how did they do that? I'm in hindsight, I don't know how you guys found us. I am completely flummoxed. I look at our social media from that first month, and it's horrible. I kind of feel like I want to resurrect some of those posts. They were terrible. And so I appreciate every single one of you that came to the Cotton Cuts website and was like, yeah, I'll put my email address in here and I'll win a lifetime subscription for Cotton Cuts. And October 1st, we launched our website with those 1,000 emails. And 10 minutes after we opened our website up, we had our very, very first member join us, Mary Hogan from Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you so much, Mary, for clicking on and saying this is something cool that you wanted to be a part of. And in that first month, we ended up having 30 people join Cotton Cuts in our Classic membership. And I remember I took so much time. I still had my day job, but I took so much time, and we had tissue paper, and we had artwork, and we had all the stickers and all the labels. And I took so much care folding all those fat quarters that first month. And I remember October 20th that's the day the Classic ships. I had my little green tub with my 30 boxes, and it was raining, and I had to get an umbrella to make sure that your boxes didn't get wet because I wasn't sure if the ink would run or not. And so I carried them to the post office and I handed them to them, and Cotton Cuts was born. And so here we are 9 years later. This month, we're going to ship over 5,000 packages to 18 countries all over the world. And it has been a journey, an adventure, and a ride. And I can't even begin to start thinking, you guys, how much you have contributed to all of that. And so when I think about Cotton Cuts, right, so we started with the Classic. I don't think I've ever shared this with anyone, but about 3 months after we launched the Classic, we launched our first puzzle mystery quilt. And Sheila Christensen, that's a name I know you guys know and love, she reached out to me and said, hey, I've got this program in New Zealand. I would love to have a partner in the United States. And I was crazy enough to say yes. And in hindsight, Sheila actually was the second person to enter her email address on that page that we had that said, enter your email, something exciting is coming. Sheila was the second person to find that site, put her email in, and she reached out to me to join us. And so, of course, I was crazy enough to say yes. And here we are on our 18th, 19th, it's 19th, 18th, 19th, 20th, something puzzle mystery quilt with Sheila. A couple months later, I was approached by someone who owned a subscription box for quilting and wanted to sell it. She owned, at the time, it was called Stash Builder Box. And I know many of you are from the Stash Builder Box Heart Builder days, but she wanted to sell her company and thought we'd be a fantastic partner for it. And so we did. And we folded in Stash Builder Box under the Cotton Cuts umbrella. We brought in the Heart Builders, who was a team of sewers and quilters all over the United States that would make quilts and donate them to charitable organizations all over the world. So we brought all of those under the Cotton Cuts umbrella. And then we renamed Stash Builder Box, the Stash Builder Box, Stash Builder Box, to our Modern Maker Box. And so that's the box that we have today. About a year later, we were hearing people that love batiks. I hear you people. I hear the batik lovers out there. There are those folks that would run through a brick wall for a beautiful batik. And there are those people out there that love Italian thread. And so those are the people that we created Java and Chroma for. And so Java is our batik lovers membership, and our Chroma. We launched those right before the pandemic hit. And I know that you guys loved on those. If you love batiks, we wanted something for you. If you love thread, we wanted something for you. And so I consider those almost twins in the life cycle of Cotton Cuts. Those are twin children that Cotton Cuts has birthed. And so those programs have been moving together ever since. We also have snippets. And so I know you guys love the snippets. Those are after we die cut. we have leftover fabric. It is beautiful. It is lovely. It is perfectly usable, but it is not something that we have a lot of purpose for here. And so we created our snippets for those of you guys that like the challenge of using scraps to create something dynamic, interesting, and exciting. And we have a whole bunch of people that love our snippets, get those every month. Then we entered a phase where we have a whole bunch of specialty projects that we created. And so we have the Gnomes, which was a 12-month seasonal program of 4 gnome blocks. Those were amazing and fun to do. We had our Floral States program. We have our Tim Holtz, which is about to finish up now. And we are going to have something new coming for next year, so pay attention. But we've got these kind of fun little ad hoc projects that have popped up as fabrics come through, as things have been exciting for us. And we started our Rosa Holiday Your Way in that same time frame. And so this was a fun way of just to, hey, let's have a fun holiday project. We know we can do it different than everyone else. Let's do something to celebrate the holidays for everyone that's celebrating at the end of the year. And then we did our Cuddle Books program. So this was a fun way of taking these cute books that we found and being able to give you guys at your own frequency your choice of book that you could make to share with a loved one in your life. This is a program that's meant to be about 20 to 30 minutes, maybe an hour a month to make the actual book with cute little ribbons. And so it's just one of those fun things we put in because we could, and we knew we could do it differently than really a lot of other people are doing it as well. This past year, we launched our Platinum, which is our basics, like I'll call it like Super Choice membership. So if you're a subscription member of Platinum, you get to choose which thing we send you each month. So it could be Java, it could be Chroma, it could be Modern Maker, it could be Classic, Platinum. You get your choice of what you want to do. We have our Miss 350, which I know is near and dear to many of your hearts as we start talking about island hopping. We also have our retreats, which are going to be expanding in 2026 because those are fantastic and great opportunities to get together in person in a different way than everyone else is doing it. And of course, sprinkled over time, we've had mini mysteries, which have been fun, smaller projects on an accelerated timeline that we just opportunistically sprinkle in whenever we feel like having fun. And so that is 9 years of Cotton Cuts history in a nutshell. So my second question for you guys for giveaway, and I'm going to ask you to get ready to type in, is I want to hear from you guys. What was your first Cotton Cuts touch point? What was your first experience with us? Was it a puzzle mystery quilt? Was it a subscription? Was it a project? Was it a program? What was your first entry into the Cotton Cuts world? Go ahead and find this on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook, and leave us a comment as to what your first experience with Cotton Cuts was. All right, and of course, we've got tons of prizes and fabric coming. So I'm seeing PMQ, puzzle mystery quilts. All right. Lots of Floral States. Yes, Deb Jean, thank you. Floral States is a lot of fun. On Instagram, we have Modern Maker Box. I love that. The retreat in New Orleans was Anna's first encounter with us. Yeah, Anna got on a plane from Germany and came to our retreat. And that was just super recently. On TikTok and a puzzle mystery quilt. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic, you guys. Thank you guys so much. So that's how, everyone, I love seeing how people come to us because we don't always know. And I love kind of hearing your origin and how you came to us as much as how we came to you. All right, let's see here. Let me get back on my notes. All right. So that's kind of how Cotton Cuts got to where we are today. And over time, I've told you guys the stories about how we were in my basement for about the first 2 years, and I had all employees coming over evenings and weekends, and how the neighbors were getting suspicious as to what's going on in the Moose family basement. And so we had to move out of my basement. We moved into the Chesterfield Mall, which is a mall that's located here in Chesterfield. I'm sure you guys have these all over the United States where it's not the mall that it used to be in the 80s. And so we thankfully had a little space. We moved into it. I remember I had like a small little U-Haul as I moved the things into the mall. And they said, don't get too comfortable. We're going to tear this place down in 3 or 6 months. And I said, that's fantastic. I don't know if I'm still going to be doing this in 3 or 6 months. And then 6 years later, we finally moved out when they had to level the mall. And so we're in our second location now, and we absolutely love it here. We'll be here for a long time, and we're looking forward to expanding as we go. All right, let's see here. First puzzle mystery quilt. Puzzle mystery quilt was Carousel or Carnival. Yes, it was probably Carnival, Joe. I watched a lot of YouTube box openings and found Cotton Cuts and subscribed to the Classic 5 years ago. Catherine is a long-time Classic member. I know that for sure. All right, so let's play some games, gang. So make sure you get your fingers ready. I think the first couple are just going to be, we'll pick one random person. The next ones are going to be rapid fire. So for these first questions, just get ready to type in the answer. So the first question, in what year? Now this is tricky. And so I'm gonna make sure that everyone, before you type something too fast, make sure you give it a half a second of thought. In what year did Cotton Cuts launch our very first puzzle mystery quilt? And so I'm going to say launch means shipping. And I'm going to tell you that it was a spring puzzle mystery quilt, and it was called All Aglow. So for those of you that are veteran detectives, if I say spring puzzle mystery quilt, when does that start shipping? So go ahead and put the year into the chat of when you think we did our very, very first puzzle mystery quilt, All Aglow. If Trish Reed is with us, then I know Trish knows the answer because she was a Sedona Sunrise. Is it Sedona Sunrise? She'll find me. Sedona Skies. She'll make sure that we get it right. All right, I see lots of answers coming in. I do appreciate the 1917, Kim Petit. I don't think I was alive then. Let's see here, 2017s. I see a lot of 2017s, 2018s, 2020s, 2015. All right, the correct answer is, should I give him the correct answer? Yes. Okay, so the correct answer is actually February of 2017. That was really quick. We launched in October of 2016, and then 6 months later, we were doing a puzzle mystery quilt. And we actually had 100 people, you guys. That was so much fun for me. I was like, we're going to get 100 people to do this crazy, quirky new program. And I remember we signed up person number 100 on the day we shipped. And I'm so happy and so thankful for you guys' support for that program. And of course, now it is near and dear to so many of our hearts. And I see that that was the answer that a lot of people put in as their first Cotton Cuts touch point. All right. So I see lots of fantastic. I can't subtract this early, Gianna says. It's all right. That's fine. Okay, second question. How many clues are in a traditional puzzle mystery quilt? Traditional meaning the one that we've done 18, 19 times now. How many clues are in it? It's been the same every single time since the beginning of time. How many clues are in a puzzle mystery quilt? A puzzle mystery quilt. Sorry. I see lots of numbers coming in. I see lots of right answers coming in. Paula's going to have a tough time picking winners for this for sure. But I see lots in 10. Oh, Anna says 12. Anna, it's definitely 10. 10, 10, 10. 10 is the right answer. 10 is the number of clues. And so it has been that way since the very, very beginning. And when we were thinking about the puzzle mystery quilt, we wanted to do it twice a year, but it's a 10-month program. And so how do you do that? How do you have a 10-month program and do it twice a year? And so what we decided to do was we decided to offset it by 6 months, and we give ourselves 2 months of a break until we start the next one. So in actuality, we've made it on a 12-month cycle for each one, offset by 6 months. And so that's how we're able to do a 10-clue, 10-month program twice a year while making everything smoothly, everything easy, everything consistent. It always starts for the spring, it always starts in February, and for the fall, it always starts in July. It's been that way since the very beginning. All of these dates are all the same. And so we try to be as consistent and as possible, especially on something like this, because it helps set your guys' expectations. You know that the new one is coming and it's on the same cycle every time. All right, everyone ready for the third question? Here we go. We've talked about this a lot in the past couple weeks. I'll be interested to see how many of you guys remember this. So why do we call our logo Rosa? What is the story behind the logo's name? This one might be a little bit more challenging because it depends on how much you want to type before you hit enter. So that way you can make sure that you get in on the fun. But why do we call our logo Rosa? And so we created a video about Rosa to explain kind of the symbolism and why its name, how it came to be called Rosa. We did this, 2020. So this would have been 5 years ago now. I see Rosa the Riveter. I forgot, Marlene forgot. That's okay. It's okay, Marlene. I will forgive you on this one. I completely get and understand forgetting. She gets stuff done. Jana, I might be revising my story based upon your estimates there. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. It is fantastic to be a newbie and not know the answer to that question. I am going to give them a few more seconds. This one's hard. I kind of want to wait and see who the first one is to get it right. But a symbol of all quilters. Krista, that's a good guess. Has to do with color. Not sure. Okay. I think we're going to cut this one off. I think I'm just going to cut right to the chase. So we were looking at naming our logo, and we were looking at naming our logo about 5 years ago. And we wanted to run kind of this contest and this story of how we came up with the name Rosa. And so we loved the name Rosa because it was feminine, but it was also a little different. And it was more representative of just a kind of a stereotypical quilter. We liked that the logo itself had little pieces of different colors of fabric in it. Let me see if I got one right here, right? So here's actual, this is Rosa, the logo. And we liked that each color in each row felt like it was representative of all the different quilters out there. That sometimes, you know, you're feeling teal and you're feeling stars. Sometimes you're feeling green and waves. And so we also liked that, so Terry's close, that we liked that it was in the shape of a rose, and that it went around and around in a circle. And so we liked Rosa because it was a round shape. Rosa, the name, embodies more than just a typical stereotypical type individual. And we did, at the time, we were doing Name of the Rose was the PMQ that we were doing at the time. And so Rose, Rosa, it all kind of came together. I see a lot of fantastic guesses about the die cutters. And so the die cutters are named Rosie as a derivative of Rosa, the logo. So the die cutters came after the logo name of Rosa. And so we did a whole video about the reveal and talking about kind of the inspiration for the name to the logo, and then the stitching around the outside all has meaning. And so, yes, it definitely looks like a rose, Christine. And so that's part of the reason why all the colors connected, Ruby. That's absolutely fantastic as well. Connected within the stitched bounds because we're all connected by the stitches that we sew together. All right. Okay, so this one is less history and more creative opportunity for you guys to participate. Question number 4. If you could pick any theme for the next puzzle mystery quilt, what would it be? There's no wrong answer. Let's just hear, what do you guys think the theme should be? So quick refresher for those that are new. So we always have a theme for the mystery. So Under the Sea, Flyway, Wild West, Carnival, that's the theme. That doesn't necessarily mean that is the design of the puzzle mystery quilt. So it's not saying that Under the Sea is actually an under the sea design. It is literally just the theme. And it gives us an opportunity to come up with a group of names of colorways that all come together under the central theme. And so it's just a fun way to connect, to make each puzzle mystery quilt separate from the one before it and the one that comes after it. And so I'm seeing a lot of fantastic ideas here. Let me see here. I'm going to go all the way back. Let's see here. Ray, I'm going to put a pin in that and come back to that. Sunset, Magic, Female Scientist, Starla. We've actually done female astronomers before. A Western Cowboy. Okay. Tranquility, Flowers, Cotillion, Garden and Flowers. So we've done a lot of gardens and a lot of flowers. World Traveler. I like that one. That's a fantastic idea and suggestion. Cosmos, Mountain Life. Living Large as a theme. Michelle, you put a pin in that one. We're going to come back to that in just a second. Camping Out, Our Beautiful World, Happy Days, A Forest, Into the Woods. I do like this idea of a forest. I feel like we've done English gardens before, but I feel like a forest. Girl Power is good. Candy. So we've done board games before. And that was a challenging one. I'd be interested to see what candy we could come up with. Dog Days, Patching Life, Honeybees. I like honeybees. Carnival has been done, Ruby. We did a whole bunch of carnival rides as names for it. Zodiac, Josie, that one always comes up for us, is a potential zodiac sign one. I think there's always a concern about the number of zodiac signs. There might not be enough zodiac signs to cover the number of colorways we have. So we've tried to do kind of months. We've done anything that's on kind of a fixed number does typically give us challenge, but perhaps we might be able to do something there. Classic books. So Lindsay, we've actually done Shakespearean heroines before in the classic book theme, but I think we can probably dust that up and come up with something fun. Taking Flight for birds. Yes, we can definitely do something like that. B movies or classics. I like this idea. That's fantastic. Look at all these fantastic ideas you guys are coming up with. Seasons, Egyptians, Greeks. Yeah. Careers, constellation, celestial. You guys, oh my gosh, my team is definitely taking notes. Thank you. You've given us a ton of ideas. Musicals. Yes, we definitely have a show tunes crew here in the shop that likes to listen to show tunes in the afternoons. Okay, this is all fantastic. Now we're going to enter the next phase of our game. And so I have 3 questions in this phase. I am going to show you guys a bundle of fabric. You have to, and is it the first or is it anyone that answers, Paula? Okay, so the first to correctly name the fabric designer of the fabrics I show you will win the prize. Okay, so get those fingers ready. I've got 3 bundles. They're all sitting right here. I am going to show it. You have to name the designer. And for these, we're going to have to take, I'm going to make you guys do first and last name because it'd be so easy to quickly type in one name to get there. And so I'm going to make you guys do first, and they're going to be 2 words in order to be entered to win. Does that sound fair, Paula? Okay, our first one. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Who is the designer of these fabrics? Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Remember, it has to be a 2-word answer. This is a fabric designer. Tori Hernandez, that's absolutely okay. I didn't know these 9 years ago either, and it was 9 years minus 1 day when I had to learn them. So Tula Pink, I see the first one for me is, it looks like Ray is our first one. No, Terry Cooper was the first one. Terry Cooper, you are the first one. All right. Congratulations, Terry Cooper. All right. I'm going to let Paula look at that because you guys are typing these all in so fast that I might miss the actual winner and might miscall someone. Look at all these Tula Pinks. I'm loving it. All right. You guys ready? Here comes our next one. This one's a little bit longer of a name. I'm not going to dock you guys for spelling. I want to see first and last of these fabrics. Who designs these fabrics? Doop-a-doop-a-doo. This one's another popular one. This one was a super popular M50. It was the first one to sell out of Aloha. And it is also our biggest colorway for Under the Sea. We have more on this than any other one. I am not, hold on, I should, oh, here we go. The winner is Lauren Mantlo. Lauren, this is fantastic. I should have known you'd be top on this one. Lauren Mantlo, K Facet. This is K Facet. This is, we buy a ton of K. This is a super popular cotton cuts. Yes, I see it on Instagram as well. Nicole Baldwin, yeah. Our last one. Okay. I like the autocorrect there, Betty. Cade Gasser. Yes, you were really close. Yeah. The autocorrect. And as you're typing, I'm sure CAFE is probably not a super recognized word, unless it is, in which case you are a true and loyal fan. If your autocorrect knows CAFE Facet. All right, that's actually fun. Okay, autocorrect changed CAFE to caffeine. All right, that's good work, gang. All right, this is our last one. I'm going to show you guys this fabric. Again, a first and a last. And I'm going to tell you, it is not a name. We're going to be looking, type in 2 words and we'll see how close you guys are. Anna, I want you to make sure you're paying attention on this one. All right, because you've actually met this person in person. All right, who is this fabric? Who is the fabric designer of these lovely fabrics? All right, Janet Elliott. And she even spelled it correctly. This is fantastic. Way to go. But Anna, you were right there. Oh, I love it. Okay. Yes, that is Juicy Juice. He was our first instructor at our retreat in New Orleans this past year. Juicy Juice is amazing. Love it. You guys, fantastic. Juicy Juice, right answer. All right. Now I think we're, okay. So we are in our rapid fire phase. And so this is the last of all of our games. I'm sorry, all good things must come to an end. And so I am going to give you a quilty phrase. And so this is going to be commonly used. So it's not going to be something that's going to be too far of a stretch. But what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the phrase with the blank. And the first person to enter the correct word is going to be the one that wins the prize. All right. So the first phrase is measure twice, blank once. It's quiet. It's quiet. Everyone's thinking, how quickly can you type that word in? Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Ah, Sarah. Oh, it looks like Shaw Jones just beat out Sarah Wright. Measure twice, cut once. Look at you guys. Love, love, love. Look at all these cuts. This is fantastic work. This is good. All right. The next phrase is, okay, I'm going to accept a couple answers here because I think it could go either way. But the phrase is keep calm and blank on. Keep calm and blank on. Not cute, crazy autocorrect. I know every now and then that autocorrect gets you. I think I sent something super embarrassing the other day as well. Okay, so I'm seeing, okay, so wow, we've got some sews and we've got some carries and we've got some quilts. So, oh my gosh, you guys, holy cow, these 3 letters, we got to make sure that they're a little longer next time. Okay, the 3 letters. So the first one that I saw that had Lauren Mantlo, again, a sew, just barely beat Laura Qualls and So Terry, who said quilt on. Yes. What's that now? Anna. Okay. What? She's okay. It's great. We're good. We're good. Everything's good here. All right. So then our last one is, and so I would have taken, in that case, the answer that was written here was so, but I would have taken quilt on. Keep coming, quilt on. All right, our third phrase. Okay, so this is going to be a variable answer. So I want to see your guys' answers, and we'll pick one random person from this. And so the phrase is SEW what? So what? I'm on my blank project. So I'm feeling like it could be a number. It could be anything else. So what? I'm on my blank project. Let's see here. However you want, if you want to put a number in there, if you want to put an adjective in there. I am on my 1000th project. I'm on my latest project, my last. Oh, Ned is on her last project. So Terry's on her first, 10th, 100th, millionth, last, first, PMQ, PhD, 10. This is great. Questionable project, current, 100, first. You guys are awesome. This is fantastic. Still first. So what? I'm still on my first project. That is fantastic. All right. I'm on my newest project. I'm on my Tim Holtz project. I'm on my current project. You guys, I'm on my scariest project. Oh, this is fantastic work. I am on my, let's see here. So what? I'm on my umpteenth. Oh, I appreciate Jane. Upteenth project. I'm on my upteenth project. Favorite project. I love that optimism, Dana. You keep that. I'm on my flyway. I'm on my whip project. I like this. All of this is fantastic, you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of the fun and enjoyment you guys have brought to this. This is part of the reason why we take our time out of our day just to have fun. I'm on my so-called current project. I'm on my greatest project. Bobby, I love that energy you're putting out in this world. Nicole saying she's on her cotton cuts project. All right. So we will have one more giveaway and then our ultimate $25, right? I think there's a couple more coming. So what we want to talk about now is one of the key foundations of Cotton Cuts is the community. It's you guys. It's making sure that we provide the best community for you guys to come together, to engage, to sew, and to create. Because sometimes we can live in a world where quilting can be an isolating hobby. Sometimes we don't work with people that quilt. Sometimes we don't have friends and family and other people in our lives that quilt. And so we like that Cotton Cuts is able to create that engagement in a borderless fashion to where we can all come together and enjoy the craft that we love in a stress-free environment, without judgment and without fear of making a mistake, and also encourage each other to achieve more. And we like that the Cotton Cuts programs give you confidence to be able to make more than you were able to make if you were on your own. And so we love all of the things that you guys have done to be able to support this. So Flat Nancy is one of our traveling little detectives. We've done Flat Nancy a couple times. I think it's time to bring back a version of Flat Nancy. But I wanted to share with you guys that we have seen Flat Nancy in the Grand Canyon, in Paris, on beaches, at quilt retreats. The places you guys take Cotton Cuts are always inspiring to us. Those photos give us so much joy to see where our projects go, because we put them in the mail and we love seeing them go everywhere. And thank you guys so much for sharing that with us and sharing it with our community. We like the retreats. Anna is here, as well as I saw Diane. And I know that you guys that have joined us at the retreats, that's an electric energy. There's so much fun coming together and meeting people who you might not have had a chance to meet before. And I love that we at Cotton Cuts are able to do that for you guys, that we're able to provide you guys an environment to come together, to be able to sew and create and inspire. And I will always carry with me many memories from those retreats. First, seeing Anna finish a Winding Ways in 2 days is something that I will always hold as the highest level of regard for finishing a quilt project at a retreat. But then we had a dance party in Sonoma, and we just cranked up the music and everyone was dancing at their stations. It was so much fun. Those are a dance party in Sonoma. That's one of those things that those memories stay with me longer than the projects we make, but those friendships are things that we want to facilitate here at Cotton Cuts. And we love all of our ambassadors. And we would not be here. We would not be here at 9 years old without all of the fantastic YouTubers and Instagram and TikToks and all of the people that are supporting us while we support them. We love all of our ambassadors that have helped us get to where we are and who we have helped get to where they want to be with their channels and all their content creation. That has been something it would be silly for me to say that we've gotten here on Cotton Cuts because of things Cotton Cuts have done by themselves. And that is just absolutely silly and obnoxious. It is because of the people that are around us and support us that have allowed us to get to 9 years. So we want to show friendship and kindness in this next question. And so this next question is, Go to your comment section and tag your favorite quilting buddy in the comments. And so it can be someone that you've met through Cotton Cuts. It can be someone that you've met otherwise, but tag them and share appreciation and gratitude with them on why you appreciate them as a quilting buddy. Did they introduce you to quilting? Did they introduce you to this downward cyclone habit? Is it someone that perhaps got you out of a quilting funk? Is it someone that you look forward to sewing with every month? Is it someone that you look forward to seeing at a quilt guild meeting every month? Tag the someone who is your favorite quilting buddy in the comments, and then tell us why they are awesome. And so we're going to give away a friendship prize. So it's going to be one for you and one for the person that you tag. You're going to get a prize for answering this question. One person's going to get a prize. And so make sure that you tag them and go ahead and you can put that comment in at any time. But this is one of those ones we want to show appreciation for the people in our life that complete our community. All right. Let's see here. So Michelle Showalter is saying Cheryl helped her marry the crafty panda who I've seen on Sobeka. She's so funny. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that you've met someone via Ambassador. Tasha Haston, I love being your quilting sewing buddy. Kathleen Heileman connected me to Cotton Cuts. My favorite quilting buddy is Sobeka, who I met on YouTube. Arkansas Gal, she brought me to Cotton Cuts. We love Arkansas Gal, Terry. My favorite quilting buddy is Margaret Orr. Of course, Marlene Hinton, Quilt Guild buddy. Catherine, I didn't know that you and Marlene knew each other. That's fantastic. Cheryl at Cotton Cuts is what Michelle has said. Katie Jolson, appreciation for Katie Jolson. Oh my gosh, you guys are typing these in so fast. Look at all this. I love the sharing the love. On Instagram, Deb S. the Pug Mama. She is my friend, and I love watching her YouTube. I feel like a YouTube channel about a pug mama feels like someplace I want to hang out in my spare time. Brittany Miller is her quilting buddy. She's my daughter, and she got me sewing. Let's see here. Darian Edgar, you push me to keep trying and learning. My sister, my best friend. They are a support team, and we'd love to get together. I'm new to Cotton Cuts and just getting to the community. You guys, this is all fantastic. This is awesome. Savannah, I'm going to read this note. Savannah says her favorite quilting buddies are the Cotton Cuts community. I don't have friends locally, but I feel connected to everyone here. Thank you, guys. This is the part, like, right, this is the stuff that makes me happy and proud of what we've built here. Okay. I got to get it together, guys. You're making me full clumped. Okay. So let me see here. Let's see here. Oh, so I want to share with you guys. So every year for our birthday, we always do kind of something fun and something exciting and a giveaway that goes for the rest of the month. And so we were thinking about what sort of fun thing we could do that feels on brand with Cotton Cuts, but also kind of expands all the things that we're trying to do here. And so what we're going to do is from now until the end of the month, any $25 purchase on our website, it's not a lot, guys, $25 purchase on our website, a new purchase, not a renewal. You are going to get included in your package one of our strings and selvage packages. So these are things, we haven't put these onto the website yet. They went up literally this morning. But for Flyaway, we've collected a ton of strings and selvage fabrics. And so these are fabrics that came off our new die cutter. We're doing something different with the scraps now, but we had a whole bunch of these strings and selvages. And so the way it works is in these kits, there's little strings that are like 1 inch long. That the amazing Dawn on my team, we're going to see a photo in a minute. Oh, we're going to see a photo right now. So Dawn took these little strings and she cut them up. This is Nightingale for those of you that are doing Nightingale. And she actually crocheted them into a rug because they were nice, big and thick. And she had a nice big hook. And so, she took the strings and she made that rug and then she put it in the bathroom in her cabin. And so this is the rug that sits there. And she made that with one of these fantastic little bags, probably 2 bags, I would say. But so what we're going to do now is every $25 purchase on our website from now until the end of the month is going to include a free one of these. So if you have a Flyaway color preference, please put that in the comments and Savannah will do the best she can to make sure she gets you one of those bags. But it's a good way to kind of give you a boost when you order these packages and they come in, just a way to brighten your day with something fun that might challenge you. I know we have a lot of selvage lovers out there. And so if you love selvages, these selvages are going to be nice and long. They're going to be up to about 35 inches long. So you're going to get a full selvage with all the colors and everything that comes with it. And we want to be able to see what you guys are going to create with these. And always post all that on our Facebook group and share with us what you're able to make with these. You guys know we die cut so much. we can't possibly use all the scraps that we're generating. And so we want to make sure we can share those with you guys. And that way you guys can upcycle them into something fun, something exciting. Maybe this is not your jam and you're going to get one of these packages and you might surprise yourself by learning something new and teaching yourself a new skill, or you might see it and be inspired to do something else. Like when we had these, Donna and I talked about it and she's like, I crochet, I can make a rug with that. And I was like, you're going to turn this bag into a rug. And sure enough, she did. And it's awesome. And it's amazing. Yeah, Rose Finch is her flyaway. That was what that one was, Josie. This one is Songbird. So this one's a whole bunch of the navy and the cream. And like with all the things, you get a couple of different prints in there. So it's not going to be, here's the Nightingale, right? And so you guys are going to get a lot of fabric. These are 13 to 15 ounces each. So it's about 2.5 yards if it was cut linear. Let's see here. So Terry, she's been weaving her scraps into a rug. Yes, it's a fantastic use of scraps like this. So that is on the website now. So it started at about 9:30 today through the end of the month. Any $25 purchase, you're going to get one of these lovely bags for free into your shopping carts. Okay. All right. I think we're at the end, gang. So we are going to end with our grand finale giveaway. So thanks for hanging with me to the end of the show. Just like we do every week, we're going to give away a $25 gift card to our shop for answering this question. Find this video anywhere you can find it, on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook, and answer this question. Simply comment with, what is your favorite Cotton Cuts memory? And so this could be from a live show. This could be something you've learned. This could be perhaps you received a package on a bad day and it made you feel better. Perhaps this is something that you opened in one of the boxes that just brightened your day and just changed perspective. For me, I have so many favorite Cotton Cuts memories, but the one that, like, as soon as this question came to me, the time we did the live reveal, and Ian was so proud of himself for having all this technology. He had a green screen. He was so excited. And when he pulled it down and on live TV, he ended up knocking the stand completely over and we completely missed his quilt. That is one of my favorite memories. I also think when we did the live meeting, one of our live reveals at the sheltered workshop that we used to work at. And I pulled Lincoln out of school that day and he was on the live with me and he got to tell his dirty dad jokes. That was a core memory. We were at one of my favorite places in the world, the sheltered workshop that cuts and folds some of our fabrics for us. And we had the video there and we got to interview the owner. That was fantastic. It was a fantastic Cotton Cuts memory. Darla's talking about when we opened our store in the Chesterfield Mall and she got to bring her daughter in and they got to make projects together. You guys, this is fantastic. Ian's mishap with the screen falling. Yes, that is mine as well. Let's see here. You guys, I love all these memories. Keep sharing them. I'm going to read through all of them. And next week, we'll open the show with sharing some of your guys' favorite memories as well from Cotton Cuts. All right. I think that's it for me. I think am I supposed to light this sucker? Oh, hold on. Paula's coming over. She's got a paper in her hand. This is never a good thing. My favorite memory of Paula. Oh, yeah, sorry. Paula's favorite memory is every time she has to hand me a note because I've forgotten to say something she wants me to say. And so Paula wants me to remind everyone that we're going to announce all the winners tomorrow on all the social platforms for all the questions and all the things that you guys have done. Just go ahead and direct message us all your contact information. We'll get you all your prizes. We'll get you a whole bunch of, we're going to ship a lot of fabric to you guys. Let's see here. Fabric Magician Annie says her new favorites today. Yay. Oh my God, you guys. This is fantastic. When your son comes in to help in the summer. Yes, Josie, Dominic, the boy who sews, is fantastic. You guys, favorite is when the boys come on the live shows. Yes, Terry, I love those little boogers. And they're just getting taller and taller. I'm officially the shortest person in my house, and they remind me of it all the time. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging. I think am I supposed to light this, Paula? Is that the story? Am I supposed to not catch my hair on fire as I do this? Hold on. I got it. All right. Okay. Fantastic. Here we go. And so I'm supposed to light the candle as I sign off and end our show today. So thank you guys so much for joining us for our birthday show. I love doing these every year and I love that the number gets bigger. I think next year we're going to have to get a bigger cupcake because I don't think 10 is going to fit on this one anymore. But thank you guys for keeping us doing all the things we love doing. Thank you guys for making us a happy dance every time you go to our website. We love you guys and we cannot do what we do without you. So thank you guys all so much. And everyone have a fantastic rest of your week. Happy sewing, and we will see you soon. Bye now. And cut. Thank you so much for watching our video. We have so much fun making these, and we hope that you were both delighted and inspired by what you just watched. This video was sponsored by Cotton Cuts. Cotton Cuts is your one stop for all the best fabric and thread memberships. Love fabric? We've got you covered. Love thread? We've got you covered. We get that no two quilters are cut from the same cloth, which is why our memberships are as unique as you. We also have the largest block of the month in the world. Over 4,000 detectives solve our puzzle mystery quilts every year, and you can join them. Simply go to cottoncuts.com to learn more about all the awesome and fun things that we're doing. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to make sure you get all of our new fresh content every time it comes out. Thank you so much. Happy sewing enthusiasts, and we will see you soon. Bye now.